Well folks, welcome back to another wee live. Thought I'd throw this one up because it's a wee bit of a diagnostic. Customer left this in, but he just wants to know what's wrong with it and what's worth fixing basically. It's not his own, it's somebody else's. It might be thrown out. It's not worth fixing. It's going to be dumped, or at least kept for spare parts for himself or something. But he wants to know if it's going to be worth fixing. He's only got a gun, no battery or charger, so doesn't want to spend a massive amount of money on it. Could be a motor or a controller gun or both, so I want to see what's going on here. Just going to test out the live here again as well and see what the vertical's like, because I can't really seem to get it onto horizontal. It keeps coming up, rotate the screen, so we're going to do it this way. Like I say, we don't know what's wrong with this thing. I'm going to give it a wee go. First of all, not a good start when there's no light. Right. No light, but the fan comes on. No gas on it, just in case I shoot it onto the bench here. Right, can't hear a click, so it could be a spark unit down in here, which would make sense if the light doesn't work as well. So we'll crack her open and see if we can tell if it's that or not, so we can give this man an answer. Alright folks, how are you all? See you all chatting away there, so hello to you all, just in case I missed anybody. Now this is actually the newer gun as well. This isn't the older gun again. This is still the IM350 Plus, or IM360 actually, even newer gun, but with the new modified release and the battery location. It's a fairly fresh gun. Here's the year, 2023. Not the thing you expect somebody to be taken out of a shed looking to dump it. Yeah, glad to have you if it's the first time seeing me live. It's not often I do them. Paslode bad in terms of longevity? Definitely now. They are nowhere near as good as what they used to be. It used to be you would get a Paslode on, well, Paslodes all the time. Whenever I started doing these repairs years ago, took over for another fella and took over the spare parts he had. He had one motor, and I would order a motor rarely. Normally get away with second-hand ones or something. But the odd time you'd buy a new motor to put into a Paslode, maybe 1, 2 or 3 a year max. You might keep one in stock. Now for the IM350s, I ordered 3 at the beginning of the year for 1 machine and 2 for stock. By the time they came in, I needed all 3. By the time I got them under the guns, I had to order another one, so I ordered another 3, and the same thing again. By the time I actually got them, there were already guns waiting for them. Now there's another 5 in order, and I need 2 already. So Paslodes longevity? Definitely not. The motors on them do not last. They're a little tube motor. These 360s are a wee bit better. They're the heavier duty ones, but the 350 plus ones are a very light duty motor. 2, 3 years max is all you're getting out of them. Then you have to replace them. But they're only a wee small cheap motor, so you'd think that's all right. Paslode charge you €100 for one of them. So yeah, you're not getting longevity out of them now. Plus they're not as good to actually use anymore. Nah, nothing for more than that. Only just stick to the power tools here in this here repair shop. For the hardware shop here, that's all I do. Small engine repairs is actually in a different place next door. I wouldn't be a fan of these new guns either. I thought the old guns were bad enough, but then they sort of redesigned this and they cut everything back. Like the nail guide up here, they slimmed everything down again to make it thinner. Might save in weight, but Doesn't save on strength of the tool. But most of the bits on side of here are all the same, mind you. So I'm guessing this here's what the fault's going to be. The spark unit or spark generator. You also get problems with the electro valves over here. This is what actually measures out your gas to put under the gun. Instead of the old guns having the valve on top of the gas and measure on each time you depress it and replace it every time you put in a new gas, these newer guns have it built on an electro valve in here. So eventually that needs to be replaced. That's another 150 quid. And a separate board here, but this gives very little trouble unless you manage to get it wet and it starts to corrode. This thing does not look like it's done very much work. I'm surprised the boy who owns it isn't just fixing it himself instead of wanting to throw it out. Where do we see? Right. Don't know if you can see that on camera. That'll spark down in there. In other words, everything's working on this. It's just for some reason that little green light's not coming on. Oh, my mistake, there's a 360. That little green light doesn't matter anymore. Most of the lights now are this side. The old 350 had just a single flashing light here, but this one doesn't really matter. Why did he think that? And why did I then think it? Everything is working on this. The only thing I need to check is this here electro valve. Is it actually putting out any gas? Yep. No bother. In other words, why did I stop using it? There's nothing wrong with this thing. Now I don't even know if I should service it or not. Needs a service, but this man's not going to pay for service. Unless he's actually keeping the gun. He's not going to pay for it for somebody else. But this all actually works. There's no reason why this won't work if I put it back together again. So I think that's what I'm going to do. This was just a wee exploratory video to see if this is going to be worth fixing, and by the looks of it, it is. Bosch SDS drill. A few holes where the motor's getting hot. The motor's gone. If the gearbox is getting hot, it's probably bone dry inside and the grease isn't on the piston. Right. Yeah, just stick her back together. Take it out and test it. induction heat guns, I'm afraid they don't actually work on them. But if there's a loud pop out of it, you want to check the lead on it, see if that didn't go, or else the capacitor, noise suppression capacitor. If it's an old gun, it could be a paper wrap one. Sometimes the caps go whenever you do plug them and switch them on, they give out a loud bang or a pop. If it's that there, you can just cut them out. But anything after that, you're probably getting onto the electronics or the heating elements themselves. Not the heating elements, but the wiring inside if it's an induction. How much torque? Just enough so to go on. Set it low and then adjust to make it go on fully. Generally, I don't even use the clutch setting on these very much anyway. A lot of times you just go gently. Alright Joe, good to hear from you. Hope you're enjoying the videos. She's not so good, 400 for it. See why there are people with those induction heat guns that take us for heating up bolts to get them out. Like anything, if there's a lot of electronics and stuff, they can very easily blow for no apparent reason. Definitely the leading that in the workshop. Test the lead as well, because sometimes something as simple as somebody dropping a tool or dropping something on the lead, if they break through inside, they can sometimes short out the lead and pop that way. Unlikely, but worth testing. Nah, courses, now I've done DIY courses before. Wouldn't really be the best teaching type, to be honest. I know I'm doing videos here, I'm doing the odd live video, but to be honest, I wouldn't be the best public speaker or talker, so don't think I'd be one for doing classes again. Thinking about doing videos for here, wee how-to classes, but to be honest, not really much point. Any how-to class, you're going to be dismantling a tool anyway and show people how to do it, so it's the same thing of what I'm already doing, so not really much point. Anyway, I'm going to give this a quick test and see if it works. If it fires, the man will be happy out. Decide then if he wants to take it back in and get it serviced or not. See if everything's actually working here. Got a piece of wood to shoot onto here. Another test block will do. This one's been used before. Right, cover your ears or take out your earphones if you're using them, because this will be loud. 3 pumps to get her primed. I should normally fire them on a 3rd or 4th. It's not firing a nail though. It's the right nails. And they're going up. But they're just not coming out. So there is something else wrong with it. So the good news is the expensive bits are working. Can't override the plunge to shoot. It's a very special safety mechanism, so people don't go around robbing banks with nail guns. I was expecting this pin to be all the way back. Now there's the problem there. Common one for the Paslode actually, or one I'm seeing more and more. Can you see it yet? It's a very obvious fault actually. It's not the pin's broken, the pin is faulty. Looks good there. Looks good there. The pin's sticking out too far. Now the nail gun, the pin can't actually grow, but it can move. I think I've done videos on this before, showing this problem, something to keep an eye out for. So if your Paslode's firing, making all the right noises, but not putting out any nails, and your nails are correct, check this. Can't even get to it now with the magnet. Ta-da! The pin has actually unscrewed itself from the piston. So either this got hot, I don't know how this actually happens. Badly made, I don't know. But the actual steel pin unthreads from the aluminium piston up in here. Because she unthreads, it starts to grow, getting longer and longer. So it starts sticking out further. So then, which is on the magazine here, with the nails. The magazine's pushing the nails up. The pin should be sitting back here, sitting around there. So whenever you go to shoot the nail, the pin isn't directly in front of the nail. But when this happens, the pin grows and she's sitting here. So she'll shoot the last nail before it actually gets too long. Whenever it comes too long, then it's sitting forward. So the nails never get in front of the pin. The pin is just sitting on top of the nail, so you can shoot all day long. It'll never get a new nail up into the magazine to actually get in front of the pin to fire. What I'm going to have to do is stick this in the vise, heat this up in the blowtorch, remove the pin, clean it up. We'll get a bit of blue Loctite, put that on and put it on tight again. Or if we wanted to chance it, get a very fine tungsten bit or cobalt bit and drill through as well and put on a roll pin. But that's hard to do because drilling through the aluminium and then meeting the hard pin, it's not going to drill very well. Normally it'll just migrate over and make an absolute mess of the pin. So we'll try lock it on with Loctite first and see if that fixes the problem. But this man has just got himself a gun for next to nothing basically, because that is a very easy and cheap fix, not even the price of a full service. So I'll fix it here and then he can leave it on for service some other time if he wants to get it serviced or not. But that'll get this thing sorted out. Anyway folks, hope you enjoyed this little live video. That's all I'm going to do for now. The rest is over in the vise and I'm not moving everything around, just using the blowtorch to heat this up, so not much point in staying on for that. We'll just be putting it back together the exact same way it came apart. But that is definitely one to watch out for. One I'm seeing more and more. The pins unscrew themselves. It makes a very obvious problem. Everything will work. She'll fire no problem, but just no nails will be coming out. You'll be just getting a very loud bang and no nails fixing. Check that there. Make sure the pin isn't unscrewed. Yeah, it's only 5:30. That's as far as she wants to go. Now it gets tight when it's only halfway out. That's a great job. Now how to get the rest of it out without actually damaging the aluminium. You get a rubber strap or something for an oil filter wrench. Something to grab this without damaging it. And maybe a couple of nylon blocks might do. That was tight. See, there's plenty of Loctite on this to begin with. Clearly, it's not holding as well as it used to, unless they've changed the type of Loctite. It's too hot to set now. Loctite gets softer with heat, so let that cool before I can actually do anything with it. It's not even to say this is covered in grease. Right, worst case scenario, if it doesn't hold, we can just put on a new pin. Probably have a second hand one here anyway I can put on. Or we can drill it out and put on a roll pin. Till then, I'll chat to you all later, because I'm going to have to finish up with that. There's not much more I can do till I get this here put back together again with some Loctite. Anyway folks, if you're enjoying the wee lives, give us a wee like it down below. If you're liking the videos, give us a like and a follow, as always. There'll be a few other lives coming, but we'll see it happen shortly. Anyway, thanks for watching folks. Give us a wee thanks for watching. Chat to you next time.